welcome to my organized life, where I'm trying to get my life organized. If you're new to the channel, a big welcome to you, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. So today is currently the 11th of March, so a little bit of a busy day for me today, so I have to go through and close my February second paycheck, and then I'm also going to close the month of February. So I'm not going to do that in the same video. I'll be closing February in a different video, and I'm not quite sure when I'll have that uploaded. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that way you get notified when I upload. So I'm just going to pull out, this is my Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom. I got the printable version, and then I've added some online resources to it and kind of customized it to my own needs. So I'm just going to flip to my paychecks here. Okay, so this, I have all of my paychecks plus the stat holidays. My February paycheck started on the 26th and it goes to the 11th. And I've been kind of trying to decide when I want to close out a month. And I was debating closing it out on the 25th. It's got to be right before a new paycheck. Otherwise, seeing your overall budgeted versus spent doesn't really work out. So it's got to be at the end of a paycheck. And I was thinking about basically starting February on the 29th and then closing it on the 25th, which would make sense. But another thing that made sense to me was just having my month of February be my February paychecks. So for me, I'm going to start February as the 12th through to the 11th because that is when I'm using my February paychecks. So I'm going to try that. I am still very new to this budgeting. I'm still trying to work out the tweaks and figure out what works best for me. It's probably going to take at least up to a good solid year before I figure out what works best. So I'm going to try this out, and if it doesn't work, then I will probably just go through starting on the paycheck closest to the end of the previous month and closing the budget out right before the paycheck on the next month. So the only reason that I didn't do that, I was going to do that, but then I ended up working this day and I just did not have time to close out my budgets. So I decided that I'm going to try my paycheck month idea, if, whatever you want to call it. Hard to explain. But anyways, let's skip to February. So we are going to be closing out this paycheck here. Again, this goes from February 12th to the 25th. That's not right. Okay. Sorry. So this goes from February 26th to March 11th. So I'm just going to take everything out of my binder just because it's just easier to work that way. And then I've got everything where I need it. So I'm going to take the current budget that I'm on. I'm going to grab all of my expense trackers. Don't think I need this one. My Walmart MasterCard I tracked, but I don't put it in with the budget. Okay, so this is the current paycheck that we're going to be closing today. So I'm just going to set that off to the side, and then these are my spending trackers. Okay, so don't think I need this one. This one is already closed, so from here to here was my previous paycheck. And then it's going to be a little bit thrown off. I did have to put some of my cash in here just underneath my debit because I did use more space than I originally had planned because I decided to close February after I'm done with my February paychecks. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to highlight everything. And actually, before I do that, there was one thing that I forgot to add, and I'll have to do that. So I'm just going to grab my erasable pen. This paycheck came out on the 26th, so I'm just going to put the 26th here. And this is going to be, don't really know what envelope I'm taking this out of. Doesn't really matter, but this is going to be for a sinking fund, and it's going to be $15. And this is, I put $15 towards my son's savings challenges. We did buy the Budget Mom's 2021 savings challenges, so I did put $15 towards my son's just to help him out a little bit. And I didn't post a check-in for this paycheck. I just didn't have time to. I did do a check-in on my own, but I didn't have time to film or edit it, so I didn't bother. So I was out on my check-in by $24. I have $24 that's unaccounted for. I'm not really sure where, but I'm not going to get too hung up over it. Especially because this month is such a weird month since I'm kind of changing how I'm doing things a little bit. So I'm just going to let this be a transition month and not worry too much about it. So I'm going to go through and color code everything. I'll start with the cash. So I think that's everything highlighted. I gotta remember that this is also part of this paycheck. Having cash down here is gonna throw me off, so I gotta really make a mental note to remember that. This miscellaneous transaction here, I wasn't really sure whether to include this, but I technically did spend it. So I actually ended up covering a kid's lunch at work. His card wasn't working and I didn't want him to go without lunch, so I just decided to pay for his food. His mom did come back into the store and was extremely grateful and insisted on paying me back, but I just put that money towards my kids' challenge for next month, so I'm a little bit ahead there. So I might be over my miscellaneous, but I didn't really know what else to categorize this as because I don't really have a category for kindness. So we're just going to miscellaneous that because to me, my miscellaneous category is anything that I don't have a specific category for. Okay, so when I close my paychecks, I like to use a grid dot journal. So I've got everything in here. So this is paycheck 2 in February is the one that we're going to be closing. So on this side is where I'm going to tally up all of my spent from each account in each category. And then I took the Where Did My Money Go budget breakdown and kind of minimized it here and fit it to what I need. So we're going to go through and pull information off of here and put it here. And I will probably speed that up because it's going to be extremely boring. And I'm going to double check my numbers. Okay, so that is all the information here. I did not do a whole lot of spending this paycheck. I really tried to tone it down. I only ended up taking a taxi twice. The weather warmed up enough to where I could ride my bike into work. It's a little bit cold in the mornings, but it's worth it, saving the $7. So it's a pretty short bike ride. I think it takes me anywhere from like 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how fast I want to ride. And a little bit of it is uphill, so it also depends on how much I want to push myself. But it's a good workout and it saves money, so it's good. So I hardly spent anything out of my other accounts. Of course, in my basic savings, the only thing that really comes out of that account is bills usually. And my debit usually gets used for other stuff, but I kept that to mostly cash. I usually only keep some of my grocery money in that account, and then I didn't end up using it. I usually try to use my cash first and then revert to my debit account if I still need more groceries throughout the paycheck and I've already used my cash. So not a whole lot of spending in those accounts, which is good. So a lot of these numbers I can just automatically put over here. So now I'm just going to add these numbers up, so everything I spent throughout cash gets totaled here. There's only one transaction on this account, so these, I can just bring these numbers down. So I'll add this up. Okay, so then I'm going to add these up. So we're going to add the 383.38 and the 851. Okay, I'm just going to double check that these do in fact equal this number, and then I'm just going to add up these numbers to make sure that they as well equal this number. All right, so those all add up. So then here I'm going to flip to this page. This is where it gets a little bit confusing, but we'll try and figure it out. So I think looking up here, what I decided to do is I decided to use my starting balance as my total income, and then incoming balance as any extra income that comes in along, like within the pay period, like any unexpected money. And I don't know, I think that worked for me last time, so I'm gonna try and do it again and see. I'm not really sure if it makes it easier or harder doing it this way, but we'll figure it out. My starting balance would be what I got paid from at the store, plus my second job, plus my rollover. So it was $1,323.18. I did get paid 93 cents from Google. That was just switching my AdSense accounts to a different account. So they like to verify, and that's how they do it. So I don't want that to throw my budget off, so I'll include that because why not? But other than that was the only money that I put into. I didn't use any sinking funds or anything. So we're going to add those together. So 1323.18 plus 0.93. So total income was $1,324.11. Okay, so now I've got to go through and figure out how much I budgeted for in each account. So for the most part, these are easy because I can just take them off of my paycheck breakdown, but things like the bills, I have it in multiple places, and then same with like sinking funds. Those ones I generally have to add up a little bit. So I've just got this sheet off to the side, and I'm going to use that to find my numbers here. So then I can pull these numbers and put them here. So for cab money, I only actually spent $14. Lunch money, I spent $38.45. So I did really good there. I even lowered this, so I really tried to watch what I was spending on lunch. Groceries, I only spent $75.75. Food, which I'm going to rename this to takeout because I catch myself often at the store reaching for food money instead of lunch money when I go to pay for my lunch. So I want to make that a little bit less confusing. That's going to be renamed to takeout. But for now, food, we spent $38.55. So not bad at all there. Miscellaneous. According to this, I only spent $15.36, but I only have $10 left in my miscellaneous envelope, so I'm thinking maybe that's where my $24 error was when I did my budget check-in. Okay, didn't spend anything for beauty, because we didn't budget anything for beauty. Didn't spend anything for pet. For bills, we spent the exact amount we budgeted for. And then for sinking funds, this will be a little bit over. It should be $15 over because I put $15 unbudgeted towards my kiddos' savings challenges. So let's see what the differences are here. Okay, I was wrong on this. So there was also $4 that I put in extra for my February savings challenges to round it up. My grand total ended in a 1, so I added $4 extra to it to bump it up to end in a 5. That way I could have a $5 bill instead of loose change in there. So now, let's see, now I'll go through and do the percentages. And I found a neat way. If you can keep it on memory, I'm going to put my total income on memory, and then I can just go 42 divided by memory recall equals, and that will give me my percent. Just got to remember not to hit all clear because that will clear the memory as well. You just got to hit the clear or clear error or whatever that stands for. Don't know. But yeah, little tip to save you guys some time. Oh, I'm doing my difference here. I'm wondering why these are so low. Okay, so technically, my budget numbers should equal up to my total income, but I think in this case, my budget numbers should total up to my starting balance, technically. But in order to get my rollover, I have to use my total income. So let's see what happens when we add these up. So yeah, these equal my starting balance. So I'm going to put my total income in here. And I'm going to grab my blue pen here. I'm going to outline this just so I know that this isn't these added up. So I've got my rollover here. And then here is going to be my difference. Okay, so we are going to add all of the spent up and put that here. And we're going to subtract that from the total income, see what that equals, and that will be what our rollover is supposed to be. Then we're going to go 1324.11 minus 1084.49 So $239.62 should be our rollover. I don't think it's going to be that much, but let's check. Before I see what my actual rollover is, I'm just going to see what percentage I spent. So I'm going to take this number, so 1084.49, and I'm going to divide it by my total income. So 1324.11. So I spent 82% of my income for this paycheck. So we're going to set this to the side. And then I'm just going to empty out all of my cash envelopes and I'll meet you back. Okay, so we've got debit, savings, cash, and change. To be honest, I've got no clue what is in my account, so I'm going to check that super quick here. Okay, so in my debit account, I have $50.14, and in my savings account, I have $273.93. However, when I look here, I'm saving for my benefits and I've got a cushion. So I am not counting $273 of this. So minus 273. So in this account, there's actually 93 cents, which is what I got paid from Google. Technically just to verify that that was indeed my bank account. So let's see what we've got for cash. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 150. All right, so $150. And then let's see, for change, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 25, 35. So $15.35. Okay, so that leaves me with a total of, so we're going to go $50.14, oops, not 41, plus the 93 cents from Google, plus 150, plus $15.35. So $216.42. If I add in the 273, it will be $489.42. So, and this is just because I'll have to include this in my rollover for my next budget, even though I'm taking this out plus some for whatever else I put towards my benefits. So let's get this stuff out of the way and we'll bring this back. So our actual rollover is $216.42. So there's quite a difference. It's going to be 20-something dollars, and I don't know where that came from. I keep all of my receipts, so if I really wanted to, I could look back at this, but I'm not sure. So we're supposed to have $239.62 according to my budget. So if we minus the $216.42 that we do have, the difference is $23.20. And that's missing. We're not over budget. We're actually missing this much apparently. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this video. That is my budget closed. So I feel pretty good about this. I am a little bit annoyed that I have such a large number here. I think for myself personally, if I have a difference of $20 under, I would probably investigate it. So I am most likely going to go through my receipts and see if I can figure out where this came from. I'm not necessarily going to go through and rework all of this or start pulling my hair out if I can't find out where, but if it's as simple as finding a receipt that maybe I missed writing down, it would make me feel better. But I'm not going to go ahead and do more work on top of that. I would just like to see if I can find it, and if not, then oh well. You know, if it was like a $50 difference, then I definitely would be trying to find out where that money went. But $23, I'm curious, but I'm not going to go overboard. So I'm going to see what I can do there. And if I do find anything out, I will remember to let you guys know in my March Paycheck 1 budget video. And if I don't see anything in that video, then I probably never found it and forgot. Alright, so I think I will leave this video here. If you guys enjoyed this video, would you please give it a thumbs up? And if you'd like to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe and ring the notification bell if you'd like to know when I upload. But yeah, that's everything. And as always, guys, take care, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Alright, guys. Bye!